Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have not done a YouTube video in literally feels like months. I'm getting back into it. I'm going to start making videos again. I've now bought my own horse. His name is Chester, if you didn't know. If you don't follow me on TikTok, which is like my biggest platform, yeah, I've bought my own pony. He's amazing. And I thought now I have a bit more freedom in what I post, because it was tricky for me to keep my YouTube going when I was loaning Bobby, as all of my videos needed to be approved before posting. So obviously that was very difficult, loaning Bobby and having a YouTube channel, when I just felt a bit weird sending my YouTube videos to someone to look at. Do you know what I mean? So I'm back. I can basically do whatever I want, film whatever I want, obviously within reason. And yeah, I'm so excited. So today's video is actually going to be a Q&A. I asked on my Instagram loads of questions you wanted to know about Chester, and I'm coming at you today answering as many as possible. I've got quite a few here. I'm going to get through them as quick as possible. Obviously, I know you guys love a long YouTube video, so I probably will ramble on at some of the questions. So let's jump into it. First question is he spooky? Now, obviously, winter has not come yet. I know winter can change a horse. I can't 100% say he's not spooky, because I haven't had him in winter yet. But so far, he has been really, really, really good. There hasn't been any spooks whatsoever. I don't think he'll be that spooky. He might be a little bit fresh, but I don't think he's very spooky. Like, I've taken him out on hacks in the evening, literally on his own, and he's walked past tractors, trailers, everything, and he's not batted an eyelid at them. So I do think he's not very spooky. But we'll see come winter, okay? When the weather drops and he gets cold, it might be a different story. But right now, he doesn't seem spooky. He doesn't seem that type of pony that's just going to be a dick, basically. He seems very good. So we'll see. Next question was, what's the naughtiest thing he has done so far? He did bite me. That was the worst thing. He's very nibbly. The yard he was obviously at before, there was loads of kids there that like rode him and stuff like that and helped out. So he did get fed a lot of treats, which I didn't know. His old owner did say he's a bit greedy and he's very, he wants treats. So what I did with that is just stop giving him treats. If I do give him any, I put them on the floor or in his feed bowl. He's chilled out with the biting. He hasn't bitten me since. It obviously wasn't a nasty bite. It's just a playful bite, but it was just on my arm there. But yeah, it wasn't like a big deal. It didn't break the skin or anything. It was just like holding my arm like that. He's just nibbly. He'll try and nibble your coat, and like if you've got a zipper, he'll try and like nibble it. He's not done anything that is naughty. And to be honest, I don't think horses can even be naughty anyway. He's an angel. When is his birthday? His birthday is the 1st of June. He was born in 2019. So yeah. How did you know he was the right one for you? Now, the backstory behind me and Chester, I don't know if there's already a question about this, but I'll kind of cover it. I didn't go there to view him. I went to view a little Welsh, I think she was like a Welsh cross or a Welsh part bred, and we were just not a good mix. We just didn't have the right, we weren't clicking. And then I tried a little cob. It was just like Bobby. Really liked riding her, actually, and she did remind me a lot of Bobby in the way she looked and the way she rode. Very similar to Bobby. I started jumping her, and I just kind of realised, like, she's really cute, but I'm not going to be able to go much further with her eventually. Like, I'm going to outgrow her ability faster. So then the yard I was at, there was quite a few ponies. So then Chester's owner recommended that I try Chester. I'd seen his advert. She'd recommended me to him before, and I was like, no. Don't think he's going to be for me. Just not feeling it. Until I rode him, and I felt so safe. I actually couldn't believe it. I was like, he's amazing. Like, he's so forward but safe. I was like, okay, I need to know more. Like, tell me more. And that was basically it. Like, I just knew it was right. You just know. Like, I didn't think you would know, but until you ride them, you just know that they're for you. And I found out there's quite a few people interested in him. Someone was coming back for a second viewing, like 2 days later. So I had to make the decision, put the deposit on him straight away. How many days a week do you see him? Is it the same every week? So I do work in London, which can make things a little bit tricky sometimes, because obviously when I'm in London, I don't get to the yard till quite late. But I'm trying to go like 4 to 5 times a week. it kind of depends on what I have on, what I'm doing. He is on full livery and he's being looked after amazingly. People will hate on me for having him on full livery, but they won't hate on the next person for having their horse on full livery. So I just have to take it with a pinch of salt that people are either jealous or they just love to hate. But yeah, he's on full livery. It works for me. It works for like my work life, my social life, everything in my life. I go on a lot of holidays and I needed to know that if I went on holiday that he would be looked after. And he is. So yeah, it just works for me. I don't have a horsey family. I don't have a mum and dad that can go and muck my horses out for me when I'm at work. It's just never going to happen. So I had to pay more to have him on full livery, which honestly works perfectly fine for me. And I'm so happy that I've done that. Someone said, why did you get a 5-year-old as a beginner? Now, the first thing to say, like, every horse is different. And I know that Chester is 5. So that's one part of the question. But 2, have you ever ridden, say, a flipping 10-year-old, 15-year-old, 20-year-old that acts like a 5-year-old, that acts like a 3-year-old? Because that happens all the time. Now, when I was at the riding school and I rode Peggy, I think she was 4 or 5. No one ever said anything about me riding her. You wouldn't think she was 5. She was literally brilliant. And same with Chester. He's been produced really, really well. His previous owners have had him since a 1-year-old. I've met the girl that's backed him. I've met people that have ridden him and he's been brought on amazingly. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I can bring on a horse. I've been riding 2 years. Like, I don't have that experience, but I've got people around me. I've got instructors, I've got his old owner, I've got people at my yard. Everyone's really supportive and I have that help that they can give to me to bring him on even more. But I'm hoping to learn and I'm hoping to help him be an even better horse than what he is now. You would ride him, you would not think this pony is a 5-year-old. I know we have a long way to go and we've got to get through the winter, all this stuff, but I'm so happy with how he is. All the people I spoke to outside of TikTok, everyone said to me, buy something younger. Everyone told me, buy something younger. You'll appreciate it so much more when the time's right. And I'm glad I bought something younger. So I'm probably going to get hate on it. But honestly, I've got good instructors around me and Chester is an angel. So yeah. Before you bought him, did you tack him up, etc., or just see what he was like to ride? I tacked up, peeked out his feet, saw what he was like in the stable, rode him, jumped him, took him on a little solo hack, just saw what he was like, really. Obviously, I wanted to know what he was like to pick his feet out and like how I would be in the stable with him. He honestly just stands there. He literally does not care. He's so good. Stands there to tack up. He's an angel. Have you ever had a confidence knock on Chester or on the ground? No, I probably only say I've ever had like one confidence knock in the very beginning of like my riding. I'm not going to say I'm the most confident person, but I've probably been lucky not to have any confidence knocks really within my riding journey. Even when Hamilton bolted off with me and things like that, that didn't bother me too much. Was the buying process simpler or harder than you thought? It was quicker than I thought. I wouldn't say it was hard, but I did have points that were a bit frustrating, but it wasn't like I was going to lose sleep over it. Do you know what I mean? But I think that is a hard question to answer because the process is different to everyone. You could have a really easy process and someone could have like the worst process ever. So it's kind of hard to kind of say, you know, it's not going to be the same for everyone, basically. Will I ever take him to cross country? Yes, I would like to. Since he is only 5, we're not going to rush any jumping yet. He has been cross country and I've seen videos of him and he was amazing. But I've got loads of time to do all that type of stuff. I need to make sure that I'm confident out cross-country jumping, things like that, because that's something I've never done before. But it's something that we can work towards and I'm sure eventually we'll get there. But right now, I want to get him using himself correctly. We're going to start with poles, then move up to jumping, probably cross-country. But right now, since he's only 5, we don't want to rush any of that. How much did you save to buy him? Interested, I'm looking for my own. Honestly, save your maximum budget plus like a few thousand more, because honestly buying horses are so expensive. On my first month of owning him, I spent about £1,700 on tack, appointments, like his vaccines, the livery, everything. Is so expensive and have enough money left over that you can dip into if you need it, which for me worked really, really well. I had a big amount of savings and I'm still using that now to pay for his livery, pay for the farrier, things like that. It's just nice to have it. Obviously, I know everyone can't do that, but in my position, I did really, really, really save a lot of money because I knew that it was going to be expensive. Will I do dressage? Now, my instructor is actually like, she's a dressage rider, and she says that me and Chester should definitely do dressage. She was the instructor that taught me and Bob's in our dressage lesson. I personally think I'm rubbish at dressage, but I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say never, but we'll see what happens on our dressage journey, because I think Chester would look amazing doing dressage. So we'll see. How many homes has he had before you? He's had one home. His previous owner had him since a 1-year-old, so he was honestly spoiled and looked after by them. Obviously, he was born... Maybe he had 2 homes then, because obviously they had him as a 1-year-old, so he was obviously he was born somewhere. Then he came to that home, and then he came to me. So yeah. How did I come across him? I found him through Noble Steed Equestrian. I actually went to go and view another horse, ended up trying a couple, and then Chester was recommended to me. But I honestly recommend Noble Steed Equestrian a lot. They've got so many super cute ponies, like little cobs and Welshies. So yeah, definitely recommend. I think they're on TikTok, Instagram and Facebook. Are you bringing him on as a project, or are you planning on keeping him for the long term? I'm planning on keeping him for the long term. For me, it's not about making money and producing something for a project. It's literally something that I can have basically forever, or for however long that I need a horse for. I'm super excited. We're just going to have fun. Nothing's going to be too serious, and I'm definitely planning on keeping him for the long term. Will I do Chester merch? Definitely planning on doing this. I want to sell the rest of my Bobby merch, but there is some stuff that I'm planning on doing before the Chester merch, so we'll just see. But eventually, yes, I am planning on doing that. And I've got my Bobby hoodie on now. Is he forward off the leg? Yes, he's very, very, very forward. You literally just have to think about what you're doing and give him a little squeeze, and he's already doing it. His canter transitions are great. He can be a little bit fresh sometimes, but I'm just putting that down to him having a lot of energy. But yes, he's very forward. He's not unsafe in any way. He's literally just a forward pony. Bit like Bobby, bit like Peggy. A horse that just wants to go. And to be honest, I like the forward ones, so it works well for me. What's his show name? Now, the name that was in his passport was just Rocky. So I was actually thinking of trying to think of a name that I can incorporate his passport name, but making it a little bit more like extravagant, like an actual show name. So if you guys have any suggestions of what I can do, I want to keep Rocky in his name, in his passport name, but make his show name a bit more exciting. So if you guys can think of anything. My dog that died last year was actually called Rocky. I had him for 15 years. You might know if you've been around for a little while. But how strange that Chester is literally called Rocky, and I basically got Chester like a year after my dog died. It's so creepy. But yeah, I would love to incorporate something like that into his name. I don't know. I'm not very creative, so I'm going to leave it down to you guys. How long were you looking before you found him? I was looking for a good few months. I was looking silently, contacting people. I had a few horses that I wanted to go and view that either got sold before I had the chance to go view them. There was some that I was going to view that were like 4 hours away. When I found Chester and I realised how close to home he was, there was no point me going 4 or 5 hours away to look at a horse that basically Chester was perfect at home. So I kind of decided pretty much straight away that I knew I wanted him, because there was quite a lot of interest around him, and he was literally half an hour from my house, so it just worked out so well. How has Chester settled in, and has he made many friends? I think he's made a few friends. He's got some friends in the field. He's such a friendly horse. Like, honestly, he's not a mare, so he's not marish, but he's just a typical dopey gelding. He kind of reminds me of a donkey, how he just sits there, like stands there, and he just looks at his stable, everyone, while it's all kicking off. He just doesn't really care, and he's just sitting there happy as Larry, really. Is he mine? Yes. I still get questions like this quite a lot. He is mine. He's 100%. I've got his passport. It's in my safe. Yeah, he is mine. How high does Chester jump? When I went to view him, his old owner said he had potential to jump up to 110. I'm guessing that's like a one-off jump and not a whole course, but I don't really know that much about horses' height and jumping. That sounds really stupid, but I guess, you know, a little pony could jump like a metre. So yeah. I'm not sure of his exact jumping potential. I think he could definitely jump high. He can definitely jump higher than my potential right now. I'm jumping like 80 to 90 on like a 16-3 horse, and he's like 14-1. So we'll see. I think he'll be able to jump super high, and it will be something I can grow into, which is really nice. But yeah, apparently he can jump a metre. It was either 1.5 or 1.10, but yeah. Is he barefoot? Yes, he's barefoot. I'm not planning to put shoes on him because he does so well barefoot, and he's an angel for the farrier. Literally just stands there while he gets his trim. So yeah, he's barefoot. How many hands is Chester? He is 14/14-1. Obviously, I know he is 5, so I did think, like, I wonder if he would grow any more, but he's not very bum high, so I'm not sure. It would be quite nice to get that measuring stick next to him to see how high he actually is, but maybe I'll do that soon. What breed is he and what discipline do you want to do? So he's a Welsh cross. I'm not exactly sure what he's actually crossed with. It would be quite nice to know that, to be honest. And the discipline that we want to do, I'd like to do a bit of show jumping, like obviously nothing super crazy, like honestly starting with some clear rounds and things like that. I'm not really sure what else I want to do. I probably just want to do a bit of everything, bit of dressage. Would like to do cross country. I don't know if we could do showing or not. That would be quite fun if that's a thing. What's his personality like? He's so happy. He's such a friendly, inquisitive horse. Like, he just always wants to be in your face. But in a friendly way. Yeah, I just think he's so sweet, and he's so like caring as well. Like, he kind of just stands there. He's not gonna like bolsh into you and like try and get out your way. He's just very sweet, and he's happily to stand there to be groomed basically all day. So yeah, that is all the questions that I'm answering today. Hopefully I answered all your questions. If there's anything I didn't answer, leave it in the comment box below and I'll get around to answering it. I love you all so much, and also give me some video ideas of what you want to see me and Chester do. So yeah, I hope to see you all soon, and yeah, bye guys.